Ethan didn't pull away. Didn't shout. Didn't react. Because any sudden move right now would get him killed. The man holding his arm, wearing a police uniform, speaking like an officer, wasn't one. And now Ethan knew it. The real officer was tied to a chair somewhere, bleeding, waiting. "Walk," the fake officer said quietly, tightening his grip. Ethan obeyed. Lila's voice broke through the noise. "Ethan, what's happening?" Ethan met her eyes. Just for a second. And that was enough. Something in his expression told her everything. Don't react. Don't panic. Play along. They moved through the crowd. 2 officers behind him. 1 beside him. 2 controlled. 2 coordinated. This wasn't an arrest. It was a transfer. "Where are you taking him?" Lila demanded, stepping forward. "Station," the fake officer replied smoothly. "Then I'm coming with you." "No, you're not." The tone changed. Just slightly. But enough. Lila froze. Ethan saw it. She heard it too. His phone buzzed again. The fake officer glanced down at it, then at Ethan. "Busy night," he said. Ethan forced a breath. "You have no idea." The man smiled faintly. "Oh, I think I do." They reached the police vehicle. Back door opened. Inside. Ethan paused. Looked at Lila. This could be it. If he got in that car. Game over. Then. Another buzz. Louder this time. Insistent. The fake officer frowned. "What now?" Ethan took the chance. "If this is your game, you should check it." A beat. Then the man gestured to the second officer. "Read it." The phone was unlocked again. Message on screen. Short. Simple. Wrong move. The fake officer's expression didn't change. But something in his eyes did. "Explain," he said quietly. Ethan shook his head. "Not my message." Another buzz. This time. A video. The second man pressed play. All 3 of them leaned slightly closer. Even the fake officer. The same dark room appeared. Same chair. Same dim light. But the person tied to it wasn't the real officer anymore. Lila gasped. "No, that's not." It was her sister. Alive. Barely. "Please," her sister whispered weakly. "Lila, don't let them." The video glitched. A shadow moved behind her. Then. That voice. Calm. Controlled. Watching everything. "You're all moving too fast." The fake officer stiffened. Just slightly. Ethan noticed. "You," the voice continued, "were told to wait." Silence. Heavy. Dangerous. The fake officer spoke for the first time without control. "You're not in charge anymore." Ethan's eyes narrowed. "Not in charge anymore." The voice chuckled softly. "That's where you're wrong." The screen went black. Another message appeared instantly. "Bet 4 has changed." Ethan felt his pulse spike. Changed? That wasn't part of the pattern. The fake officer grabbed the phone. Reading fast. Too fast. Then. For the first time. He looked, unsure. "What does it say?" Ethan asked. No reply. "Read it," Ethan pushed. Still nothing. Then slowly. The fake officer lifted his head. And looked straight at Ethan. "This time," he said quietly. "You don't get to choose." A beat. Then. He turned the phone. so Ethan could see. A single line on screen. Both of them die. Lila's breath broke. No, no, you can't. Gun clicked. Right beside Ethan's head. Stay quiet, the fake officer said. Ethan's mind raced. Too fast. Too many pieces. The dead man who wasn't dead. The fake cop who wasn't in control. The voice that controlled him. Layers. Inside layers. Another buzz. Final message. Unless. Ethan's chest tightened. Unless. The next line appeared slowly. Deliberately. Like it was watching him read it. You're willing to trade. Ethan froze. His voice came out low. Careful. Trade what? Silence. Then. The answer appeared. Yourself. Everything stopped. Lila shook her head instantly. No. No, Ethan, don't even. But Ethan wasn't looking at her. He was looking at the man in front of him. The fake officer. Because suddenly. He understood something terrifying. This man. Wasn't just part of the game. He was a piece being moved. Just like Ethan. And somewhere. Someone else. Was making the real decisions. Ethan exhaled slowly. Then said the one thing that changed everything. I'll do it. I'll do it. The words came out steady. Too steady. Even Ethan didn't recognize his own voice. Ethan, no. Lila's grip tightened on his arm. You don't even know what that means. I do, he said quietly. His eyes were fixed on the fake officer. On the man who wasn't in control. On the man who was waiting for orders. Just like him. The fake officer studied Ethan for a long moment. Then smiled. Not mocking. Not cruel. Just, satisfied. Bold, he said. Or stupid. Does it matter? Ethan replied. Another buzz. All of them looked at the phone. Accepted. Lila stepped back like she'd been hit. No, no, this isn't happening. Ethan didn't look at her. Because if he did, he might change his mind. The fake officer straightened. For the first time, he seemed relieved. Like a weight had shifted. New instructions, he said. From who? Ethan asked. The man's smile faded slightly. You already know. Another message. Location sent. A map opened on the screen. Dark. Remote. Outside the city. Ethan memorized it instantly. You're coming with us, the fake officer said. Alone. No, Lila snapped. I'm going too. Gun raised again. Not at Ethan this time. At her. Don't, the man said quietly. You've already been given more chances than you deserve. Lila froze. Ethan saw it. That reaction again. Fear. But not just fear. Recognition. You know him, Ethan said under his breath. Lila didn't answer. Didn't need to. Ethan turned back to the fake officer. She comes, or the deal's off. The man hesitated. For the first time. Another buzz. He checked the phone. Read. Paused. Then. Lowered the gun. She comes, he said. But if she slows us down. I won't, Lila cut in. Her voice was shaking. But her eyes weren't. Good, the man replied. The car doors slammed shut. Engine started. And just like that. They were moving. No sirens. No lights. Just darkness swallowing the road ahead. Ethan sat in the back seat. Hands free. But trapped. Lila beside him. Silent. Thinking. You need to tell me everything, Ethan said quietly. No more secrets. Lila stared ahead. Then nodded. The man you saw tonight, she began, his name is Adrian Voss. Ethan frowned. Voss. He didn't just lose money in that race, she said. He lost control. Of what? Lila hesitated. Then. Of the system. Ethan felt something click. The network you mentioned. She nodded. He built it. From nothing. Then who destroyed it? Ethan asked. Lila turned slowly. And looked straight at him. You did. Silence filled the car. Heavy. Unavoidable. That race, she continued, you didn't just fix it. You broke the balance. Ethan's jaw tightened. I didn't know. You didn't care, she said sharply. That one hit. Hard. Another buzz. The fake officer checked the phone again. Then laughed softly. What? Ethan asked. The man turned slightly. Just enough for Ethan to see his eyes in the mirror. He says you're finally understanding. Ethan leaned forward. Then ask him something. Like what? Ethan's voice dropped. Cold. Focused. Ask him, who's really in charge? The fake officer smirked. Typed quickly. Sent it. Seconds passed. Too long. Then. Reply. The man read it. And for the first time. His smile disappeared completely. What? Lila asked. He didn't answer. Ethan leaned forward. Say it. Slowly. The man turned the phone. Ethan read the message. And his blood ran cold. You're sitting next to her. Silence exploded inside the car. Ethan turned his head. Very slowly. Toward Lila. She wasn't looking at him. Her eyes were fixed ahead. Cold. Still. Different. Lila, he said quietly. She finally turned. And the look on her face wasn't fear anymore. It was something else. Something darker. I told you, she said softly. I was trying to protect you. Ethan's pulse stopped. From me. From me. The words didn't land all at once. They crept in, slow, cold, impossible. Ethan stared at Lila, searching her face for a crack, a lie, anything. He found nothing. Just calm. Too calm. That's not funny, Ethan said quietly. I'm not joking. The car kept moving, engine humming, darkness stretching endlessly ahead. The fake officer didn't interrupt. Didn't react. Because he already knew. You're behind this? Ethan asked. Lila shook her head. Not alone. His chest tightened. Then who? She didn't answer. Instead, she looked out the window. Like this part, was harder than everything else. Start talking, Ethan said, his voice sharper now. No more half-truths. Lila took a breath. You remember the race, she said. I never forgot. That night, she continued, wasn't just about money. It was a test. Ethan frowned. A test for what? For control. The fake officer let out a quiet chuckle. He's finally hearing it. Ethan ignored him. Whose test? He asked. Lila's voice dropped. Adrian Voss wasn't the top. Ethan felt something twist inside him. What? He built the system, she said. But he didn't own it. Silence. Heavy. Dangerous. Then who did? Ethan whispered. Lila looked at him. And for the first time, there was something like regret in her eyes. A group, she said. Invisible. Untouchable. They don't show faces, they don't leave names. Ethan shook his head. That's not an answer. It's the only one you get. His phone buzzed. All three of them looked down. She's telling the truth. Ethan let out a slow breath. So they're watching this too. They've always been watching, Lila said. Another message appeared. And now, we're curious. The fake officer glanced at Ethan through the mirror. Curious about what? He asked. The reply came instantly. How far he's willing to go. Ethan's jaw tightened. I already told you, I'll trade. The phone buzzed again. We know. That's why you're still alive. The car slowed. Then turned off the main road. Gravel crunched under the tires. Dark trees closed in around them. We're here, the fake officer said. Ethan looked out. An abandoned structure stood ahead. Old. Broken. Isolated. Perfect. The car stopped. Engine off. Silence took over. No sudden moves, the fake officer said, stepping out. Ethan followed. Lila after him. The air felt different here. Colder. Heavier. Like something was waiting. You set this up, Ethan said to Lila. She didn't deny it. I set part of it up, she replied. That's not better. They moved toward the building. Step by step. No guards. No noise. Too quiet. Ethan stopped. This is wrong. The fake officer turned. Everything about this is wrong. No, Ethan said. This is staged. Lila froze. What do you mean? Ethan looked around. At the empty windows. The open door. The silence. They want us to think this is the end, he said. But it's not. His phone buzzed again. Correct. Ethan's pulse spiked. This is where it begins. Before anyone could react. A loud metallic click echoed from inside the building. Then. A scream. Lila's face went pale. My sister. She ran inside. Ethan followed instantly. The fake officer right behind them. They burst into the main room. And stopped dead. 2 chairs. 2 people tied. Lila's sister. Alive. Barely. And beside her. Adrian Voss. Ethan's breath caught. You. Voss lifted his head slowly. Smiled. Miss me? Ethan stepped forward. Then froze. Because behind the chairs. Hidden in the shadows. Figures began to move. Not one. Not 2. Several. Watching. Silent. And then. One of them stepped forward. Not hiding anymore. Ethan's heart slammed against his chest. Because this time. There was no mask. No shadow. Just a face. Familiar. Impossible. You. Ethan whispered. The person smiled. And said. Welcome to the real game. You. The word barely left Ethan's mouth. Because his brain refused to accept what his eyes were seeing. Standing in front of him. Calm. Unshaken. Very much alive. Was Marcus Hale. No, Ethan whispered. I saw you die. Marcus smiled faintly. You saw what you were meant to see. Lila didn't move. Didn't speak. But Ethan noticed something important. She wasn't surprised. You knew, Ethan said, turning to her. Lila's silence confirmed it. You let me believe he was dead. I needed you to believe it, she said quietly. Why? Because if you didn't, Marcus answered instead, stepping closer, you wouldn't have played your part. Ethan laughed. A short, hollow sound. Played my part, he repeated. You think I chose any of this? Marcus tilted his head. Didn't you? Ethan's expression hardened. No. Marcus's smile faded slightly. Then why did you make the deal, he asked. Why offer yourself, unless you already knew you were involved? That hit. Deeper than Ethan expected. Behind them, Adrian Voss let out a weak laugh from the chair. Still manipulating, he muttered. Still pretending you're in control. Marcus didn't even look at him. You lost that right 2 years ago. Ethan stepped forward. Enough. His voice cut through the room. Explain. Now. Marcus sighed, like a teacher disappointed in a slow student. Fine, he said. Let's simplify it. He gestured around the room, the network Lila mentioned. It still exists. Ethan's jaw tightened. And you're running it? Marcus shook his head. No one runs it. Lila spoke quietly, finishing the thought. It runs itself. Ethan frowned. That's not possible. Marcus smiled again. It is when the right people are in the right positions. Ethan's mind raced. Pieces connecting. Slowly. Dangerously. The races, he said. The bets, the outcomes. Outcomes. Controlled, Marcus confirmed. By who? Marcus looked at him. Right into him. By all of us. Silence. Heavy. Unbelievable. Ethan shook his head. No. I fix races. That's it. Marcus stepped closer. No, he said softly. You do more than that. Another buzz. Ethan's phone. He pulled it out. Hands slightly shaking. New message. He's ready. Ethan frowned. Ready for what? Marcus's smile widened. For the truth. Before Ethan could react. A screen flickered on behind them. Old. Dusty. But working. Video feed. Multiple angles. Different locations. Ethan's breath caught. Racetracks. Offices. Betting rooms. Private deals. And then. Him. Clips. Footage. Moments he didn't remember clearly. Talking to people. Giving instructions. Changing outcomes. No, Ethan whispered. Marcus's voice was calm. You thought you were just a fixer. Another clip played. Ethan handing something over. Money. Information. You were more than that. Ethan shook his head. This is edited, this is fake. Is it? Lila said softly. Ethan looked at her. Desperate now. You know me. Lila's eyes didn't waver. I know what you became. Silence. Crushing. Adrian Voss laughed again. Weak. Broken. But he still doesn't see it. Marcus turned slightly. Then back to Ethan. You didn't just break the system that night, he said. You replaced it. You replaced it. The words didn't echo. They sank. Deep. Permanent. Ethan shook his head slowly. That's not possible. Marcus didn't argue. Didn't raise his voice. He simply stepped aside. And pointed at the screen. Watch. Another clip began. Different angle. Different night. Same race. The race. The one that started everything. Ethan watched himself on screen. Younger. Sharper. Colder. He wasn't just talking. He was directing. Move the odds. Delay the signal. Switch the rider. Ethan's breath grew shallow. I don't remember this. You weren't supposed to, Marcus said. Lila stepped closer. There are gaps in your memory, Ethan, she said quietly. You ever wonder why? He didn't answer. Because suddenly, he had moments missing. Decisions he couldn't fully recall. People who knew him better than he knew himself. This is insane, he muttered. Marcus folded his arms. No, he said. This is design. The video shifted again. Now. A room. Private. Hidden. Ethan sat at a table. Not alone. 3 shadowed figures across from him. Faces unclear. Voices distorted. But one sentence came through. Clear. Unfiltered. We don't need Voss anymore. Ethan froze. That's not. Another voice. This time. His. Then I take control. Silence exploded inside his head. No, he whispered. I wouldn't. You did, Marcus said. Lila looked at him. Not with anger. Not with fear. With something worse. Disappointment. You made the deal, she said. You just don't remember it. Ethan stepped back. Heart racing. Mind breaking apart piece by piece. Why would I forget something like that? Marcus smiled slightly. Because you asked to. That hit harder than anything before. You wanted a clean version of yourself, Marcus continued. A version that could live with what you built. Ethan's voice dropped. So I erased it? Not completely, Lila said. Just enough. Ethan looked at her. Slowly. Carefully. And you helped? She didn't answer. Which was answer enough? Behind them. Adrian Voss coughed weakly. You think this was your idea? He rasped. Ethan turned sharply. Voss lifted his head. Eyes filled with something broken. Something bitter. They played you too, he said. Marcus's expression didn't change. Voss laughed softly. Tell him, he said. Tell him what happens next. Ethan looked between them. Next. Marcus stepped forward again. Calm. Controlled. Now, he said, you remember. Ethan's pulse quickened. And then, he asked. Marcus's smile returned. Then you finish what you started. Ethan's breath caught. Finish what? Silence. Then. His phone buzzed. All eyes dropped to it. New message. Final phase initiated. The lights flickered. Hard. Violent. Then. The screen behind them went black. The room fell into darkness. Lila's voice cut through it. Ethan, something's wrong. A loud metallic snap echoed. Chains loosening. Ethan's heart slammed. Did you hear that? Another sound. Closer. A chair scraping. Adrian Voss. Free. Then. A whisper in the dark. Right behind Ethan. So close. He felt the breath. You were never meant to remember this much. Ethan froze. Because that voice was his own. You were never meant to remember this much. Ethan didn't turn. He couldn't. Because that voice. It wasn't just familiar. It was identical. Slowly, painfully, he looked over his shoulder. And his world broke. Standing behind him. Calm. Steady. Unafraid. Was himself. Same face. Same eyes. Same voice. But different. Colder. Sharper. Like everything Ethan had tried to forget, had taken form. No, Ethan whispered. Lila stepped back, her breath catching. This isn't possible. Marcus didn't move. Didn't react. Because this was expected. The other Ethan smiled slightly. You always struggle at this part, he said. This part? Ethan echoed. The moment where you realize, the other version replied, you were never the victim. Silence pressed in. Heavy. Unforgiving. Adrian Voss, now free from the chair, let out a weak laugh from the shadows. I told you, he muttered. Layers inside layers. Ethan shook his head. You're not real. The other Ethan tilted his head. Then why are you remembering me? That hit. Hard. Fragments rushed back. Broken memories. Sharp flashes. A room. A deal. A decision. Not forced. Not manipulated. Chosen. You created a system, the other Ethan said calmly. Better than Voss ever could. Marcus finally spoke. And then you realized what it would cost. Lila's voice trembled. So you, split? The other Ethan looked at her. Not split, he corrected. Refined. Ethan's breathing turned uneven. You erased yourself, he said slowly, to escape it. And left me to run it, the other version finished. Silence. Ethan stared at him. At himself. You're lying, he said. But his voice lacked conviction. Am I? The other Ethan asked. Then stepped forward. Closer. Too close. Who do you think has been sending the messages? He said softly. Ethan's heart stopped. Who do you think designed the bets? He continued. Another step. Who do you think knew exactly how you'd react, every single time? Ethan couldn't speak. Because the answer was standing right in front of him. You, he whispered. The other Ethan smiled. Finally. Lila shook her head. No, this doesn't make sense. Why would you do this to yourself? The answer came instantly. Cold. Precise. Because he wasn't strong enough. Ethan flinched. To run the system, you can't hesitate, the other Ethan said. You can't feel. His eyes darkened. And you, felt too much. Marcus stepped forward slightly. And now? The other Ethan didn't look at him. Didn't need to. Now, he said, we fix that. Ethan's pulse pounded. What does that mean? The other version looked straight at him. It means, he said quietly. Only one of us walks out of here. Silence exploded. Lila stepped forward. No. There has to be another way. There isn't, Marcus said. Adrian Voss laughed weakly. Same game, different players. Ethan clenched his fists. This isn't a game. The other Ethan smiled. It always was. His phone buzzed again. Both of them. At the same time. They both looked down. Same message. Same words. Final bet. Ethan's throat went dry. What's the bet? He asked. The other Ethan lifted his phone slightly. Read it. Then looked back up. And for the first time, his expression changed. Not fear. Not doubt. Interest. Now this, he said slowly, is unexpected. Ethan's pulse spiked. What? The other Ethan turned the screen toward him. Ethan read the message. and everything inside him collapsed. You don't choose. She does. Silence. Ethan turned. Very slowly. Toward Lila. Her hands were shaking. Her eyes wide. Me, she whispered. The other Ethan nodded. Yes. A beat. Then he reached into his coat. And pulled out a gun. Placed it in her trembling hands. Choose carefully, he said softly. Lila looked at the weapon. Then at Ethan. Then at the other version of him. Tears filled her eyes. I can't, she whispered. Ethan took a step toward her. Lila, don't listen to him. Stop. The other Ethan's voice cut sharp. One dies. A pause. Or they both do. Lila's grip tightened on the gun. Her breathing uneven. Broken. Ethan met her eyes. Not afraid. Not angry. Just, human. Whatever you do, he said quietly. Make it yours. Tears slipped down her face. The gun trembled. And then. She raised it. The gun shook in Lila's hands. Not slightly. Violently. Like her body was rejecting the choice it was being forced to make. One dies, the other Ethan said calmly. Or they both do. Silence wrapped around the room. Tight. Unforgiving. Ethan didn't move. Didn't try to run. Didn't try to fight. He just looked at her. Lila, he said softly, look at me. She did. And that made it worse. Because now she could see it. The difference. Two identical faces. Same man. Same past. But not the same person. You said you wanted the truth, the other Ethan added. This is it. Lila's breath broke. This isn't truth, she whispered. This is madness. No, he replied. This is clarity. Ethan took a slow step forward. Careful. Measured. He's not clarity, Ethan said quietly. He's control. The other version smiled faintly. And your weakness. Maybe, Ethan admitted. A beat. But at least I'm real. That landed. For the first time. The other Ethan didn't respond immediately. Lila's grip tightened. Her mind racing. Heart breaking. Behind them, Marcus watched. Silent. Waiting. Adrian Voss leaned weakly against the wall, whispering under his breath. Same ending, every time. Lila heard it. Every time, she repeated. Voss laughed softly. You think this is the first version of this game? Ethan's eyes flickered. For the first time. The one where you keep splitting yourself, she said. Trying to escape what you created, instead of destroying it. Silence. Marcus stepped forward slightly. Careful, he warned. You're close. Exactly, Lila said. She lifted the gun. Not at Ethan. Not at the other one. At something else. The screen. The system. The thing that started it all. You said the system runs itself, she said. Marcus didn't answer. That means it can end itself too. The other Ethan's voice dropped. Don't. But now. There was something in it. Fear. You need me, he said. You can't run it without me. Lila shook her head. No. She looked at Ethan. The real one. You were never supposed to run it. A beat. You were supposed to stop it. Ethan's breath caught. And in that moment, he remembered. Not the deals. Not the power. But the reason. Why he broke the system in the first place. To end it. Not control it. The other Ethan stepped forward. Desperate now. If you do this, everything collapses. Good, Ethan said. Silence. Then he looked at Lila. And nodded. That was enough. Lila closed her eyes. Pulled the trigger. Bang. The screen shattered. Sparks exploded. Lights flickered violently. The room shook. Voices. Signals. Everything. Breaking. Ethan turned. Just in time to see the other version of himself. Glitch. Fade. And then disappear. Like he had never existed. Silence. Heavy. Final. Marcus stepped back. For the first time. Uncertain. Voss let out a weak laugh. About time. Ethan stood still. Breathing hard. Lila lowered the gun. Her hands finally steady. Is it over? She whispered. Ethan looked around. At the broken system. At the empty space where his other self had stood. Then slowly. He nodded. It is. But as they turned to leave. Ethan's phone buzzed. One last time. He froze. Slowly, he looked down. A single message. System rebooting. Ethan's blood ran cold. And the screen went black.